Yeah, it was funny. I told him leave a little bit longer on the top. And he's like, okay, short on the sides. I'm like, yeah, short on the sides. I forgot to tell him to leave something on the
Mission
side.
accomplished.
That's right. Haircut accomplished, sir.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Mortgage Influencers, where we bring you professionals who share insight into the latest trends, tips, industry technology, and services to help you be a mortgage influencer in your mortgage business. Okay, so we are live streaming, and you know what? A couple of things, Frank, I want to start off. For those of you who have been with us for a while, and we have been doing these live calls now, gosh, for probably about a year and a half, almost 2 years, every Wednesday, same time. And originally, I had started the Facebook group out, and we called it Mortgage Video Mastermind. And the idea was to have conversations around video and being able to, have those conversations. There's Scott. He's connecting to audio.
I am connected to audio.
Yay. I was just kind of doing a little history lesson of where we're at right now on the group.
And we were talking smack about you, but now we can't.
Oh man!
By the way, nice haircut there.
I was going to compliment you on the do. Yeah, yesterday me and Scott had a chat yesterday. I was like, yeah, nice. Nice heading off to Camp Pendleton down in Southern California there.
Yeah, that was
joining the color guard.
I've got aim in 2 weeks, so I was like, just leave it a little bit. Yeah, it was funny. I told him leave a little bit longer on the top. And he's like, okay, short on the sides. I'm like, yeah, short on the sides. I forgot to tell him to leave something on the side.
Mission accomplished.
That's right. Haircut accomplished, sir.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah.
Very good.
Actually, it looks good. I was going with the longer on top, shorter on the sides thing. Still kind of am, but not clearly not that short on the sides, but yeah, no, I like the look, Scott. I can't really pull it off though. I'm finding I don't have a look I can pull off in my old age, right? I don't, I just ride a ball cap guy these days, It's just like, okay, cool hat. Hey, all right. Yeah, that'll work. That's my look. You
need to get like Tim's hat. Nice hat.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
The nice hat thing. And then I go with the facial hair and it's like, it's all white these days. It's like, oh my goodness. I'm a mess. I'm a hot mess.
So on today's episode,
Frank's going to admit how he's a hot mess. What a branding opportunity we have here.
Right.
That's great branding, Frank.
Yeah. No look mortgage guy. I have no look. Come on. Branding. Hey, you know what? Branding's something we could talk about. I'm excited about something, to tell you the truth. If you want to talk about some brand, this is crazy. Well, go ahead. Do your history.
Let's get your history. Thing, and then we're caught up now on haircuts and no looks. So
yeah, right.
Okay.
But by the way, Ginger, you look fabulous. I just want you to know. You got it going on. All good there. Wouldn't change a thing.
I just got back from Vegas myself, so it's like running a little tired here. Okay, so a couple of things. First of all, we did change the name of the group. So those of you who have been on for a while, we were Mortgage Video Mastermind, and we changed it to Mortgage Influencers. I've actually had that website for a while, and Scott and I played around with what to do with it, and Frank, you too. And it's like, you know what? Let's just rebrand the group. And the conversation with Tim really brought that in, because it's not just about doing video to be an influencer. So hence the new name. You can forward us. Rob Chrisman had us in there. Scott, I'll make sure he gets you in the next one.
Yeah, so, Ginger Bell twice.
Ginger Bell.
Ginger Bell is definitely twice as important as me. There's no question about that. So,
So for those of you who are joining us for the very first time, welcome.
Welcome.
As you can see, usually we're a little more scripted. Oftentimes we'll have a guest. Christine Beckwith was to be our guest today. Unfortunately, her sister passed away last week.
Oh, I didn't know that. No. Oh, that's too bad.
And so
I love Christine, by the way. She's amazing. She's so fun.
Amazing. And so she's going to join us on an upcoming episode. But next week we do have Chris Johnstone. So in the meantime, I thought this week we could talk about branding, because I was just in Las Vegas and did a couple of different presentations at different conferences talking about the importance of your personal brand. So we're not talking about your company brand. We're talking about you, the bearded one.
Yeah.
Those are kind of things. So that's my tee up. If you have questions, you can type them. Hopefully the chat box is working. I know last week people were saying the questions Q&As weren't working. So
Ginger, this is so relevant because I'm seeing this a lot in our own membership. When there's chaos in the market like this, people are moving companies, and your personal brand is anything that exists out there outside of you talking to people one-on-one. And if all of that's branded to a corporation and it's not you, then you end up switching companies and your brand is associated with this building somewhere or somebody else's logo. And I mean, it's more important than ever, especially with the power of the internet at our individual fingertips, is really solidifying that personal brand. And I mean, I tell people all the time, I was like, nobody cares who you work for.
No.
They want to do business with you. They want to know that you care, that you're listening, and that you can help them. I know your corporate office wants you to have certain branding and things like that, but I've really kind of always been an ask for forgiveness kind of guy when it comes to that stuff. I don't know if that's something that we want to talk about here, but yeah, I'd love to. I can't wait to hear some of the stuff that you're hearing out there, but I think this is a super relevant topic right now.
You can do both. No, I was just going to say, I mean, you can do both. And I know, yes, a lot of people are moving right now for a lot of different reasons. And so we've had some of our clients who have moved recently, and because they're branded, their YouTube is branded to them, their thumbnails are branded to them, all their socials branded to them.
Yep.
It was easy for us when they made that move because all we had to do was change their a little bit of their licensing information. So put your licensing information in there, but didn't lose anything as far as that voice. So you can do both and meet those requirements. But your personal brand, I always say it's me incorporated. Everything you need to do, everything. And it's one of those things too. It's so funny because I see people pulling back on what they're doing. It's like, I'm not going to spend any money on marketing, guys. Now is the time you need to invest in you. Now is the time out of any other time. And you'll hear me say it over and over and over again. You're in business for yourself. And so now is the time. If you want to go out of business, then just go out of business. If you're going to stop marketing right now, then you have just saying, okay, I'm going out of business, then just do it. Just stop. And that's my personal opinion. But if you plan on staying in business and you're in this for the long run and say, hey, I am my own business, then start marketing yourself.
Yeah. This is a great topic because I'm super excited about it right now, just because I've kind of stumbled into something with my daughter in the commercial loan company, that we're putting together. It's like commercial loans, hard money loans, fix and flip investor, all non-owner investor stuff, right? Nothing owner occupied, not just weird stuff. And if you let me indulge in a little story here that I think is gonna be real relevant here. So I was at the Freedom Club. I think you guys were there, right? Freedom Club in Incline. Were you there, Scott? In Tahoe?
Oh, in Tahoe.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So we were at Freedom Club in Incline. I just remember, but there was a couple, the husband and wife team, they were up there and they were talking about, they branded themselves as the manufactured home people, right? Like, this was our thing. We do manufactured home. They had some branding going on, and they just marketed the daylights out of that in a pretty broad geographic area, with, them being in the center of that geographic, radius or whatever. And lo and behold, now, here's the truth, right? Now, real estate agents don't always need a mobile home loan, right? You might come, like, we sell real estate here. We might come across the need for a mobile home loan, like maybe once every 18 months or 2 years or whatever. But the truth is, you do wind up needing one once in a while, right? So if you're in front of a big enough audience, you're going to get people saying, hey, I need that. So they branded themselves like a manufactured home loan company. And any originator would tell you, why do that, man? Like, there ain't no money in there's not a lot of money in manufactured home lending, right? But they were so brilliant because they got out there as being the ones who did this and who were that. And so now anybody who needs it comes to them, but then it's like, well, we do regular stuff too. Hey, we're all happy and friends now because we're helping you on this, but we do regular FHA and conventional loans and VA loans and do all that kind of stuff. Now they were building a really great business, and the numbers that they had were just off the charts, but it was all because they found a niche type of a brand that they went out there with, And so when it comes to branding yourself, I think and we experienced here at Pandora is with me and Katie, we have Pandora Business Lending. But what we experienced is I thought they inspired us, right? Because they were doing something niche. And so I said, you know what? The stuff we're going to be doing for you, Katie, is just all weird. So you're going to be the weird loan girl. We're just going to do weird loans. You're going to be, I'm Katie, I'm the weird loan girl. I do weird loans. Got a weird loan? Send it to me. So we started this campaign and oh my gosh, it's taken off like wildfire. And everybody knows her as the weird loan girl all of a sudden. She leaves voicemails for people. She gets calls in, hey, weird loan girl, I got something for you. So, we're saying it's me.inc, right? And I get that. And you're right. But if you can have some kind of a thing and you see a lot of people doing it in the business. I've seen the motorcycle mortgage guy, perfect, right? There's to have some kind of tagline, that is catchy, to stick on top of your face and your name and that kind of thing. I think that's really, really a cool way to go about it. I mean, she's done, listen, guys, she's only been doing this a couple of months. She's got like 12 deals in the pipeline of just weird loans. They're just weird deals. They're all these investor fix and flips and just crazy mixed use, weird stuff, right? She's got it going on. And here's the worst part. I'm in Facebook jail. Okay. We're in Facebook jail where our CRM's broken, isn't working. That's where I was talking CRMs yesterday. Scott was like, who is this guy? Scott was telling me about a CRM. I was like, I want to talk to him now. CRM's broken. The only thing we're doing right now, believe it or not, is video, right? We're doing video and we're doing it through dub.com, something like Bomb.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's because we're broken. Everything's broken. I'm sitting here frustrated in Facebook jail, restricted, had to send in my driver's license, still haven't heard back. Like, why? I'm sending my business page and I'm paying you to deliver the ad. I'm paying you. Why did you stop me? What am I doing? And so I don't know. But the point, even with all that, even with the obstacles, that quirky, catchy phrase line, tagline kind of branding, it does work. And it's something that obviously if we had to change a company name, it wouldn't matter because she's known as the weird loan girl now. Doesn't matter what the sticker is, at all. So I'm a big believer. I'm experiencing it firsthand right now and just blown away. I'm blown away by it. It's like, wow, I'm onto something here. This is neat.
Yeah, it was funny right after the real estate crash. I don't know if any of you ever got involved in the real estate bar camps. The bar camps, they're mostly in California. It's kind of where they started, up in San Francisco. But I remember this one guy he was a real estate agent and he was a gearhead. So he specialized in selling homes that had a big enough garage to work on cars in it.
Nice.
And like that was how narrow his thing. It was basically
super narrow
houses with 3-car garages or something like that. And it was like, and I remember having a really deep conversation, and we were talking exactly about this. This is probably a dozen years ago. About you almost can't niche yourself down too small, because then you end up being sort of, I mean, with Katie, that's absolutely brilliant because she is just known as this, I've got a problem, let me take it to Katie. She knows weird stuff.
Yeah.
And so now that is such a broad niche. It's like, oh, it's weird. Let's ask Katie. She might know.
Exactly.
She might have run into it. And it's like, that's so cool. It's so cool. And it's not, because it's not about her, it's about how she can help.
Right. Good way to look at it. That's
I think
thinking.
I think that's an interesting perspective when you're talking about branding.
Yeah.
Well, it brings you top of mind. So there's a new show on TV that mirrors kind of flipping, buying houses, real estate investment, along with the Shark Tank. And so they have 4 different investors, and one is a guy from Redfin. Another is a gal who was a single mom, built up this huge empire, and she does a lot of Airbnbs and investment properties. And then they have this gal from New York, who, you know, flips houses, investments, same kind of thing. And then they have a football, I think it's a quarterback for Atlanta, who just does a lot as far as investments. So they have these 4 different sharks, and each one has their own kind of little niche of things they're into, of exactly what they're looking for. And so, you know, when the people come on, and again, it's that Shark Tank kind of a thing, well, they're coming, it's like, this is my house, and they will go into a certain area. It's like, this is where it's going to be. Like, this is being really good. There was one I was watching that they were in Orlando. So they were by, you know, Disney. And it's like, this is why it'd be a good rental property. This is why, you know, it'd be a good Airbnb property. And so, you know, when you're thinking about those niches, and this is what you guys can do, yes, you offer everything, right? But right now is the riches and niches. And Scott, I know you've started that. I think we need to finish that planner out.
We definitely do. I was just thinking about
because
that.
you do need to be very specific right now. You need to be able to be top of mind. And I know Scott, back when the market crashed, and I know I worked with Madsen on, that's when he and I created, along with Hillstead, the real estate, the 203K site,
the rehab network.
Rehab network. And so,
brilliant.
You know, it's like, here, we're going to get people coming in here, and I help Mark with the content. It's like, let's drill down into rehabs. Everybody hates doing 203Ks. It's like, everyone you talk, I hate to, there's so much work. But I tell you what, he's still to this day, I don't know who runs that site anymore, but they get a ton of leads from it.
Yeah.
So you're not going to, just like with Katie, she's probably going to get some decent, you know, loans along the way as she builds up her reputation. It's like, I'm going to call, because she's just getting out there. It's marketing. It's all about marketing. That's what it's all about. So that's why it's so important right now. Find your niche, double down on it, and then brand the shit out of it. You know, I mean, it's like, put everything out there and talk about it, do videos about it, be that person. Even if maybe you're just answering questions. It's like, hey, I've got a question about, you know, what I need to do, down payment assistance programs. I'm writing content right now on the down payment assistance programs that are available nationally and across each state. And so I'm doing research.
That's cool.
They are, yeah, because people are looking for that right now.
And that's a perfect niche thing right there. Perfect. I'm the down payment assistance person. I do the DPA stuff. I'm down payment assistance, right?
That's
you niche
that's
that.
a dangerous one.
It is a dangerous one, but look, you get a lot of inbound leads though. I mean, you get a lot of inbound inquiries, and then you can take them wherever you can take them, you know?
Yeah, my experience with that was when the crash happened, homes were actually affordable in the state of California, and the state housing finance agency programs were actually relevant again. Yeah. So I wrote about them for years.
They are. That's coming back again, Scott.
It's getting tough because the home prices are so high in California. It's really, really difficult to fit into any of the, at least in Southern California. But here's the other thing that people I think don't realize is, by doing niches, by talking about niches and doing these things, it's like, it's not going to pigeonhole you. Sometimes that's just your foot in the door.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. And people will see you. And this is what I say this all the time, and I'm sure we've said this all the time with video. You know, this is the reason why I like telling past client stories on video, because you're not necessarily going to solve everybody's problem, but you become known as a problem solver across all of these different problems, you know, within the context of maybe a niche of weird loans or first-time buyers or self-employed or rehab or things like that. So a niche isn't necessarily one thing. I think, you know, just like the riches and niches, I think you can have a bag of niches. Like, you can have demographic niches, you can have program niches, you can have, employer niches, like I had a friend one time did an experiment on LinkedIn. I forget how exactly he did this, but he wrote an article about qualifying an elevator repair people. And I don't remember what was odd about it, but he wrote some article and he got all of these leads from elevator repair people, like trying to qualify for a home loan. It was the weirdest thing ever. It was like this little experiment that he did. I think he may have even paid for marketing, but like it worked. And you think that sounds crazy, but what if you're just like a numbers geek and you decide to position yourself as the engineer's mortgage lender? Like, I love the numbers. I'll do spreadsheets with you all day long, bro. Let's go. I mean, it's like that kind of thing really gives you an edge.
Yeah. I love it.
It does. I remember this goes way back in the day. This is when Vaynerchuk came out with his first book. Remember, what was it? Crush It? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And I read that book, and it was in that book. I think it was in that book. It might have been a video he did, who knows? But he was saying, you got to find that thing, that little thing, just like we're talking about. And he was talking about, maybe there's things that you like. He's like, I don't know, maybe you like ketchup. You know what? There's a billion other people out there that love ketchup. You can talk about ketchup all day and you're going to find all the ketchup people, you're all going to come in and you're going to talk about ketchup. And I thought that was hilarious, but it's exactly what we're kind of talking about. It's just getting them, it's finding this thing, and then there's people out there that'll connect with that, and come in. So it's neat stuff. Branding is very interesting. It's very, very cool to do. I think a lot of most originators out there are not really branding themselves. You know what I mean? They're not. They're just, this is my name, this is my company, and they go out and look, you can still do plenty of business. Get on the dang phone and start calling people, and you'll do plenty of business. Right. But if you can get that brand thing going, you can really have some fun with the marketing angle. And really,
and it's as simple as standing out. It's like the whole, the banana, right? The banana phone. Scott and I actually had an entire conversation on the banana phone. So it's like, you have to look for ways to stand out. So you're doing your calls to your real estate agents. Shoot a video after you leave a message for them and send them the video and say, hey, Scott, it's Ginger. I'm calling you from my banana phone. And I just left a message for you. Call me back because I want to talk to you. And I mean, here's a marketing thing. It's like they're like 20 bucks.
I would have dropped a hey, quit monkeying around with that other lender.
There you go. Oh, that's
very good. I wish I had my soundboard up right now. I'd have give you a round of applause for that one. That was a good one, Scott.
Gold star.
Quit monkeying around with those other people.
But those are the kind of things. It's like I sent a couple of messages to Carl before we were in Tahoe, because I brought some of these there, and he's like, yeah, you kept doing that. What was it with the banana phone? I said, because I get it now. It's like, stand out. Don't just leave a video. I mean, it's like, hey, I just left you a message from, on my banana phone. Give me a call back. And if they're really good, mail them, or better yet, drop off a banana phone and say, hey, you know what? Just wanted to share with you, it's important to stand out these days. What are you doing to stand out? And, maybe something like this can help you. I mean, it's like, those are the kind of things, right?
Just so you know,
hey, Jason, I talked to you earlier today. He sent me an email. So he's recommending play bigger or niche down. I like that. So
that's interesting.
Play
I like it.
Or niche down. I love those. Both focus on category design, which leverages niching and blue ocean strategy. Okay, cool. So I like that. I'm going to type that in. So a couple of things for you guys too, and I'm going to make sure and put that in to our Facebook group also. But I just loaded a couple of things onto our chat that you can download. Part of my presentation I did for the last few weeks I've been presenting. I have a branding guide, a branding worksheet, and a checklist. And so I just put those into the chat, and I will put them into our Facebook group as well. But getting started in branding, download those. The branding blueprint is more of a workbook. So there's things you can go through. The worksheet and the checklist kind of give you an idea as far as, where you can put your branding at, what are the things you need to do around your branding, and where to get started with that. And, it's just a matter of saying, okay, if you don't have a niche, you can find a couple of different niches, but most importantly, even if you don't want to, go into a particular niche, at least start branding yourself, with your name, what you do, those kind of things, answering questions. I mean,
try to get a tagline for yourself, man. Some kind of a memorable tagline. I think that's cool if you can do that.
Yep. I like that. Definitely important to be able to do that. And then leverage it. So you get a tagline, leverage it, play around with some
like hip, hip, hooray. It's Frank Garay. See, there you go.
I like that.
Start walking into offices like, oh, hip, hip, hooray. It's Frank Garay.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like
Ding
Norman
dong bell,
Cheers.
it's Ginger Bell.
There you go. There you go. See, we got 1 million of them.
Oh God, we're here all day.
We can make one for you. We can make one for you. Just hold your credit card up to the screen, as Carl White would say.
And we'll come up with a catchphrase for you. And Frank might even come up with a theme song.
There you go.
Every hero needs a theme song, right?
Yeah, you know what? Speaking of that, I did one for Steve Kyle's. In fact, I'm in the studio tomorrow finishing it up, and so you'll be hearing it soon. It's going to be a video. Yeah, but all the music's done now. It's just. So what I did is I'm taking all of he's got Steve-isms, coming out of his ears, right? He's just got so many quotes and scripts and stuff. It's just brilliant. So I'm putting them all together well, not all of them, a handful of them together in a song. It's going to be cool. You'll see.
I love it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Can't wait. That sounds like some great personal branding for Steve.
Oh, it's going to be amazing personal branding for Steve. Yeah, it's going to be killer. Yeah. He's flipping out. He's already heard the music. He's like, I can't even believe you're doing this. Like, oh no, dude, it's gonna be great. I gotta do something with music. You know what I mean? I did it all these years. It's like, do something.
There you go. So if you need a tagline,
there you go, or a jingle. Yeah, you want a jingle? Give me a call.
Mortgage Jingles by Frank.
I should do that. Mortgage Jingles.
Actually, I think that's a good idea. Hip, hip,
it is a good idea.
Frank hooray.
Go get that website right now. Go get that domain. Mortgage Jingles. I like it.
I love it.
Yeah. So guys, Cameron Gray also posted that Blue Ocean Strategy was an incredible book. I posted that in the chat as well.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
Cool.
Yeah, so somebody's saying compliance departments seem to want to put a block on videos without all sorts of disclosures. So here's the thing, guys. If you are having issues with your compliance department, and I know, I mean, Monday I was at the American Credit Union Mortgage Association, and
little compliance there, huh?
There's just a little bit of compliance there. And the girl in the back, raised her hand and said, well, what about the compliance of all of these videos? I said, here's the thing. You can't talk about rate, right? You can't talk about trigger terms, but you can talk about yourself, and you can talk about homeownership, and you can talk about helping people. Put your NMLS number, put your branch NMLS number on there, put your company, if you're in California DA, put that shit on there too. And put the consumer access site, and then make sure that you have all your compliance on your social. That's what we do. And honestly, we do videos for the largest companies in the country that have huge compliance departments, and we have no problem with it. And I talk to just about every compliance officer, and it's like, as long as you do this, we're okay. Don't use the trigger terms. Keep a list of the videos that you are doing. So if you are examined by an examiner, you can give them a list. That's something we do for all of our clients. We have a spreadsheet. Here's every single video. Here's every single link. Here's every single thing. So don't let them give that as an excuse. And if you want, they can call me and I will talk to them. So that used to be a big excuse. I think we've gotten through that with a lot of compliance departments now.
Yeah.
So that's it. Okay, so we are at the top of the hour, so I'm going to close us out here. I'll put the handouts in there. I'm super excited because our group is almost to 1,500 members. So share us. If you're on this call, if you're listening to this, share us. You can catch all of our episodes on our YouTube channel. If you go to mortgageinfluencers.com, you can connect with us on our YouTube channel. You can forward us to a friend, invite other people. We have different guests on all the time. Next week will be Chris Johnstown, who is an amazing marketer, and he's going to be talking about the things in the systems that he's doing, and ad placement on Google and Facebook, and how not to get in Facebook jail, and all those kind of things.
It's not so hard.
It doesn't even make any sense. Like, I'm not doing anything weird. It's like we're
There's been a lot of people over the last 2 weeks have been put into Facebook.
You know what? That's what they said. That's what the guys who helped me with my stuff, ad traffic.
They changed
those guys helped
something
me.
in their algorithms that just changed a couple triggers, because I've had so many people, and we've even had songs that we've been using for a long time that have gotten alerted for royalties and all that.
Yeah.
It's like, we've used this song forever. We've never had a problem with this song. So one of those things.
Fascinating.
Yes, we will. Hopefully it'll get out very soon.
I hope so. I got things to do.
Yeah.
I got marketing to do.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So you guys, thanks for tuning in. And Scott and Frank, thanks for joining. And we will see you all next week.
Adios. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.